Today I got hands-on with the new Omega Speedmaster Moonwatch Professional in black and white, aka the Reverse Panda. One is the standard stainless steel variant, while the other is the much more premium Moonshine Gold edition. I want to share my thoughts on this new release, some positives, some negatives, who I think these watches are for, and how these compare to the standard Moonwatch Professional. You see, the Moonwatch Professional, the standard Moonwatch in black, and the 2024 white edition are both on top of my Omega wish list. But the only reason why I haven't pulled the trigger on either of them is I like both of them, but I just cannot decide which one I like more. And to make my life easy, now there's a third contender. If you're new here, my name is Abdullah, I'm based in Malaysia, and I talk about watches. So if you like watches, you should subscribe. Let's go over the specs real quick. Most of the technical specs are still the same as the standard Moonwatch Professional, but there are a few significant design changes in these new Reverse Panda models. The watches still come in a 42mm case size with a choice between stainless steel or 18-karat Moonshine Gold with a lug-to-lug of 47.5mm. You still get 50 meters of water since Omega confirms that all their watches have been tested beyond the stated rating, meaning that you can actually take this watch down to 50 meters without any issues. Most of us won't dive with the Moonwatch, of course, but it speaks to the robust nature of the watch. Just don't actuate the pushers underwater and you'll be fine. You get the same Nixon-style brushed and polished bracelet measuring 20mm at the lugs, tapering down to 15mm at the clasp, which features a brilliant on-the-fly micro-adjustment system. And behind the sapphire case back, you can see the highly anti-magnetic in-house manual wind Meta-certified caliper 3861 with the coaxial escapement, 50 hours of power reserve, and a beat rate of 3 Hz. So the overlaps are all good. But the difference between the standard Moonwatch and this new edition is where the fun is. The first obvious visual difference between the standard Moonwatch Professional and this new Reverse Panda edition is the dial. The entire dial design has been changed, from the dial material, the finish, the markers, and even the hands. The dial now consists of 2 separate layers, with the recessed subdials made out of a white lacquered and varnished plate, and the top layer with a black lacquered and varnished plate, with the dial having over 20 layers of lacquer in total. This lacquering process not only increases the durability of the dial, but also creates depth, in this case, giving it almost a liquidy ink black and white look. We even get rhodium-plated frames on the subdial, reflecting the black markers and numerals. We now also have a more robust ceramic tachymeter bezel, instead of the matte anodized aluminum bezel found on the standard Moonwatch. But the less obvious update is in the case thickness, which has increased from 13.18mm to 13.5mm for the steel version, making it identical to the Hazelite version of the Moonwatch. This increase in thickness is not overly noticeable on the wrist. The bulk of the thickness is due to the box sapphire crystal, so in terms of the wearing experience, it's quite identical to the Hazelite version. The gold Speedmaster is significantly heavier, weighing about 215 grams, while the steel version comes at a comfortable 144 grams. On the wrist, the Reverse Panda gives off this really cool automotive vibe. It would definitely draw more attention than the matte black dial on the standard Moonwatch, mainly because the contrast of the white subdial is so strong against the pitch black backdrop. The wearability and the thickness is just what you would expect from a modern Moonwatch. Because of that compact lyre lug case shape, even on my 6.2-inch wrist, it still works. Just that it has a very strong wrist presence. It's not under the radar on my skinny wrist, but I can still pull it off. Let's start with the positives. This is a beautiful watch. It's good looking from all angles. The standard Moonwatch has this thing where at most angles it looks gorgeous because you can see that grainy texture that turns grayish when light hits. But if you look at it straight, dead on, it does tend to look flat. But this new Reverse Panda doesn't do that. Because of that lacquered black dial, it just looks incredible from every angle. So I like the general look. As for the negatives, I can see 2 potential problems. One, the legibility. Both the hands and the applied markers are polished. The hands, in my opinion, aren't really problematic in any way because there's plenty of lume on them that make them visible. But the applied indices feature a minimum amount of lume on the tip, and that could be a problem for some. Legibility hasn't really been a reason for me not to buy a watch that I've really liked. So, if you're like me, you will have a mixed bag of watches, some with excellent legibility and some with not so great legibility, and you can choose to wear them at different times. Personally, it's never deterred me from buying a watch that I really like. But this is a subjective thing, so I would suggest just walk into a boutique, try the watch on, see it for yourself. The second negative is it's the price. And for a while now, I haven't even been mentioning the prices of Omega as a negative because I've just kind of accepted the fact. And it's not just Omega. The entire watch industry seems to have gone bonkers with price hikes, especially post-COVID. Look, nobody's denying that Omega has put a lot of work into this watch, both from a design and from a technical perspective, especially on that dial, giving the Speedmaster Professional a well-deserved facelift. I think we all know what Omega needs to do at this point. Certified pre-owned program. I would be the first one to join that. With this new release, there are touches of premiumization that set these apart from the standard Moonwatch. I like the freshness of this watch. It has a visual vibrancy, a brightness, a shine to it that the standard Moonwatch lacks. But that's also the reason why I love the standard Moonwatch. That watch feels like a timeless icon. It reminds you of the moon landing through its functional design language. It sort of feels unpretentious in its design, and that's why a lot of people love it. This feels new. It feels like a luxury product. And given its price point, I feel like that also makes sense. But I think precisely this sentiment is what makes this sit so well in the catalog. It's not a replacement for the standard Moonwatch, but an addition. Also, people that never got to own the Moonwatch Professional, like me, now have another strong contender to choose from. Chances are that I'll still start with the standard Moonwatch, but whether it's the white dial or this black version, I still can't decide. What do you guys think about this new release? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.